Heartbroken Goose wanders cemetery looking for the love she lost. Have you ever loved someone so much that even long after they were gone, the memory of them stayed with you? That's what happened to a heartbroken goose who roams an old cemetery to find her love. Did she find it? Let's find out. When it comes to classic love stories, few can compare to the tale of Greylog the goose. Like so many of us, when we lose somebody dear to us, she was crushed by grief at her loss and wandered alone through the cemetery that housed his memory, searching night after night for a love that could never be rekindled. But why would a bird visit such a mysterious place, and why does she keep coming back? Let's examine the story to find out if she found her love life partner. A few years ago, the small city of Marshalltown, Iowa welcomed a very special feathered family. Blossom and Bud, a bonded pair of domestic geese, were invited to live on the enchanting grounds of the Riverside Cemetery, given not only a safe home, but also admiration and attention from its folks. From ziplining around the shady oaks to taking strolls in search of wild grasses, these formidable creatures got a chance to explore a gorgeous environment unlike any other they had experienced. In addition to all its natural perks, they made some incredible friends. Goats and horses an arm's reach away served as reassuring companions in their days spent basking amongst the blooming sides and tagging along with jovial workers going about their daily chores. Life seemed exceptionally sweet from their cozy nest, in what some might say is heaven. The warm, spirited presence of the happy couple there brought a wave of positivity to visitors to the cemetery. It was especially refreshing to those enduring an especially draining experience caused by the weight of their broken hearts. They found solace and comforted by the sweet outlook and blissful specter these two rare individuals cast all around them. Sadly, Blossom found herself broken-hearted and newly single after years in a loving union with Bud. Tragedy struck last August with the Riverside Cemetery, confirming the sad news of Bud's passing. In an instant, Blossom was left a grieving widow and faced an uncertain future without her beloved partner. The vacancy left by his sudden departure had left an insurmountable filial void in Blossom's life that seemed impossible to bridge. Geese can be deeply affected when their mating partner dies or goes missing. During this tragic time, they display their sadness with an expression commonly referred to as mourning behavior. This behavior includes expressions such as solitary mourning calls, greatly diminished levels of movement and activity, loss of appetite, taking days off from gathering with the rest of the flock, and more extreme actions like searching for lost partners in specific areas and refusing to perform mating rituals. Interestingly, this same behavior has been observed in Blossom, too. It seems sad emotions in response to tragedy are not exclusive to only a few geese. Still, every one of them shows the same emotion. Blossom was once half of a blissful pair, but after her mate departed instantly, she found herself constantly roaming the cemetery grounds alone. No longer part of a whole, Blossom spent her solitary days aimlessly meandering the grassy burial grounds. Gone were the days of love and laughter. All that waited for Blossom lay in the company of silence and serene stone monuments blanketed in eerie shadows. She accepted her current circumstances as reality. However, no single day could go by without her gazing at the sky and asking why bad fortune befell such a perfect couple. Why was nature so brutal on this lovely couple of geese? Point to be noted, geese are some of the most loyal birds out there. They are known to mate for a lifetime, showing dedication and protection towards their one true love, their partner. Geese form strong and lasting bonds with the partner they decide to spend the rest of their lives with, reaching beyond typical boundaries to stand up for them even when things aren't easy. What's more, geese worry about their partner nearly as much as themselves. They will also actively defend themselves from predators in what can become a very territorial best display defense. Impressive indeed. After the passing of Bud, it seemed that Blossom was struggling hard to keep herself together. The staff at the cemetery devoted themselves to preventing her from feeling too lonely. They would spend time with her, engaging in lovely conversations and humoring her with some of her favorite treats to boost her morale. Although grief was still raw in Blossom's heart, those around her could see she was making strides in processing her sadness. Things were the same for many days, but then, suddenly, something shifted in the air. The daily flow of life seemed to hesitate before settling into a different pattern. Do you know that geese are the largest waterfowl and the most loyal? Subscribe to the channel if you want more such facts and stories. As the season changed, Geese's instinctive desire to couple up with a permanent mate and raise a new brood of goslings returned. It pulled at Blossom's old wound, the anguish she forgot existed until that moment. That thought buzzed through her head as she watched other geese couples choose each other, as if in slow motion. Despite the beauty of the surrounding scene, she shouldered a heavy burden. While she observed other commitments being formed, she will never experience this feeling. Bud had vanished, leaving Blossom alone and yearning for him. It was mating season for geese, a time she expected to share with her partner. But Bud had gone, and try as she might, Blossom could not locate him. She scavenged the meadows in the vain hope of spotting him, but there was no sign of the one she wished to be with, both personally and in pursuit of fulfilling the life cycle. Blossom faced the challenge of venturing on without her supportive other half. If only she'd seen a trace of him along the way. Blossom had been coming to the cemetery nearly every day. Despite her efforts, all she had found in her search for Bud was the ghostly shadow of her reflection in the sparkle of a glass door. She thought this might be another dead end, like all the previous days. She knew hops faded away like a whisper each time, just a few steps ahead of her reach. Yet still, something was pushing Blossom forward, something propelling her movement, guiding her feet towards searching once again in that place of warped shadows. She knew that he was gone forever, but still kept on finding her lovely partner. Staff at the cemetery saw how much Blossom yearned for her departed love, Bud. They truly sympathized and wanted to do something that would help lift Blossom's spirits. Even though there was no way of bringing Bud back, they knew one thing to be sure. Blossom's capacity to feel love had never waned. She simply required someone to reach out and give her a human connection again. As a result, they went the additional mile and tried to do something for the poor lonely goose. Dory Tamman, general manager at Riverside Cemetery, confirmed to the Dodo that as far as she knows, this is the first spring without a partner for Blossom. Her loneliness was evident and very much apparent. She needs someone to share her days with, lamented Dory. Be it goose or gander, all creatures need connection, and we'd love if Blossom could stumble across love's path once again. Desperate to find a mate for the stable but socially reticent Blossom, Tamman placed what a personal ad was. Within days of making the post, he heard from a family who had something perfect, a goose who'd lived through an eerily similar situation. They were hoping to find her a new female goose. Tamman spoke in a crisp, frank tone. His name is Frankie, they offered. They described him as a lonely, widowed male goose, Tamman finished. It depicts how fragile life can be for many creatures and how quickly joys and difficulties can pass by, much like transitory memories stretching through an open window in time. After months of searching, Blossom's quest for love finally comes to fruition. This week, she'll meet Frankie, a lonely goose with an independent streak. Both are ready to embrace change and eager for a partnership in health and happiness. Though one conversation may be too soon to know if they've found a reliable companion, sure, fingers crossed, Frankie might be the partner like Bud Blossom has been finding for so long. Here's hoping that over many joyous years, they'll discover a lasting bond beyond their dreams. Do you think geese's loyalty is even more than dogs and horses? Please share your thoughts on loyalty with us in the comments section below. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like the video.